Ladies and gentlemen, we're the AFC where we advocate for children first. And guys, I'm very honest. There's a beautiful baby girl right here. And she was caught up in a situation that was not under her control at all. I kind of feel like there were some elements that played against her, as well as her father, who was also a part of this tragedy. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to say some things that might not sit well with the family and friends' sensibilities. Okay? Now, this beautiful little girl that you guys see on my screen, her name is Trinity Randolph, and she is going to be the focus of my story. If you guys hear anything that I say in the story, please remember that baby that you guys see on my screen, who was only 3 years old, she is my focus in this story. If anybody else gets mad about what I say about this, then I don't know what to tell you. But that's where our focus is, on that baby right there. And this baby lost her life in one of the most horrendous ways possible. And I believe in one of the most embarrassing ways possible. You guys know what that is? This baby lost her life at the hands of someone who shares her own skin color. And I know that might seem like a controversial thing for you guys to hear. I don't think it's very controversial. I think it's the truth. And I think it sucks the fact that we say that we should praise black women. We should praise our queens. We should protect our queens. But what's so funny about that is it seems like we tend to forget about the children. In my personal, humble opinion, I personally believe that our society forgets about our children. So if we are to care so much about adults and what's going on with adults, then why can't we at least cherish the little lives that cannot speak for themselves, nor can they defend themselves against the tyranny of the things that they are going through? Okay? Now, that 3-year-old girl and her father have died after they were tragically gunned down while playing inside that baby girl's frozen dollhouse in a Kentucky home last week. That baby was doing what most babies do, playing, having fun, and in this case, this baby was with her own dad. Okay? That on the surface is extremely sad, and it is sad. That's a beautiful baby girl, and I believe that that baby deserved every opportunity to grow up and become something great. Okay? But with that being said, I'm going to say some things that might shock some people. Now, her biological father, his name is Brandon Waddles. Let me see if I can get his picture up here. That is the biological father, Brandon Waddles, who was a young father, 21 years old. And he was pronounced dead at the scene shortly after police arrived at the 3700 block of Collert Avenue in Louisville just after 1 p.m. on Friday. Waddles' daughter, Trinity Randolph, was taken by officers to Corsair Children's Hospital, but the baby died of her injuries. Again, that's her biological father right there. That's Brandon Waddles. Okay? Now, both victims suffered multiple gunshot wounds. I'm going to repeat that. Both victims suffered multiple gunshot wounds in a suspected drive-by shooting, according to Louisville police. Hashtag not my words. For people who say I always get my information wrong, I'm getting this directly from the police and their reports. If you don't like what I got to say about this as far as the information, get mad at the police, get mad at the courts, not at me. Now, a little bit of an update is there was one person who was charged with this heinous drive-by. One man has been charged with facilitating the murder of the Louisville father and his 3-year-old daughter. According to the arrest citation, let me see if I can get his picture up on the screen. His name is 28-year-old Evan Ross. Let me see if I can show you guys a good big picture of this freaking idiot. Let me see if I can find his picture real quick. Yep. This guy right here. Ooh. That guy. That is 28-year-old Evan Ross. That's Evan Ross. There's so much I want to say, but you know what? Y'all tend to get mad when I make my jokes, so I'm not going to even make no jokes tonight, okay? I'm not going to joke about how funny this dude looks and how sunken in his face looks and how weird he looks. I'm not going to do all of that. I'm not going to make any jokes about how funny looking he is, okay? So we're just going to skip that. But that is the man, according to this arrest citation, that was in a car seen on surveillance footage near the site of the shooting. Officers said that Evan Ross later admitted, according to the police, his involvement in a double murder homicide during an interview with detectives on Wednesday. That guy. Nope, because y'all like to flag me for me making fun of people and how they look. So I'm just not going to do it. All right? Just not going to do it. But let's keep going. The shooting deaths of Waddle and little baby Trinity come as the 96th and 97th homicides in the city this year, with Trinity now the youngest of all victims. And that's a beautiful memorial, and they had like a little frozen tribute to her. Man, if that doesn't touch you on the inside of your heart right there, let me back that photo up. Let me let y'all look at that again. That picture right there really touched me, because it really put it into perspective how young this baby really was. Okay? Now, heartbroken family members of the slain father and daughter held an emotional press conference on Sunday close to the scene of the fatal shooting. Now, the young girl's grandfather, by the name of Tyron Howlett, said that baby Trinity wanted to be a princess when she grew up. She would often spend hours playing inside the Disney dollhouse where she was killed, emulating the roles of Frozen main characters Anna and Elsa. So if you guys got kids, if you guys got little girls, then maybe you guys are familiar with that, okay? Now, other family members recounted how baby Trinity was already a technology genius despite being too young to attend preschool. Her aunt said that she already knew how to record TikTok and YouTube videos, and even FaceTime other family members when she wasn't playing dress up. I think that's pretty innocent. I don't too much really see anything wrong with that. It's only, this baby was so young. I don't see anything wrong with that, okay? She was just 3 years old. Valerie Randolph, Trinity's great-grandmother said, my goodness. Great-grandmother said, according to the Courier-Journal, it takes a mean, cold, selfish-hearted person to take a little 3-year-old girl's life. Her other great-grandmother, Cheryl Howlett, great-grandmother, let me see. So mother, grandmother, great-grandmother. Okay, I guess that's not too bad. Her other great-grandmother, Cheryl Howlett, described the adorable girl as beautiful, intelligent, joyous, and very articulate, very outgoing. The bereaved great-grandmother said that she's demanding answers, adding that all she knows that it was a drive-by and the house was shot up. I want answers. I want to know. I just want to know why my baby is dead. I think that's the biological mother right there. Can we take a pause for the cause for a moment? Just Jay has something to say. If you guys are here to hear the the news story minus my commentary, then you're probably in the wrong place. I'm not a news station. I'm not a newscaster. I am here to give commentary on a story that you can go Google search and look up on your own if you don't want to hear what I got to say about this. That is your disclaimer. That was the word I was looking for earlier. Disclaimer. That is your disclaimer. How many of you guys believe that this drive-by was random, or how many of you guys believe that this was a targeted hit? This was an intentional drive-by that idiot, probably some other people included, but that guy intentionally wanted that father dead. And his daughter ended up being collateral damage. So those are your two choices. Do you guys think that it was A, an accident, that it was random, or B, do you think it was intentional, that it was a hit and they intended to kill the father? If you guys have watched me long enough, then most people should know one of the things that I talk about all the time is that these type of shootings and killings are not random. They're not going to just pick some random house and say, yeah, that house over there, let's go shoot that house up. You know what usually happens is the person who they're trying to kill and shoot are associated with the houses that are being shot up. Can we get a hashtag when you date thugs, you date death? Which is an AFC hashtag, by the way. And we also are going to have those t-shirts coming really, really soon. You guys can pick that up on Spreadshirt in the description box. Hashtag when you date thugs, you date death. That is an AFC hashtag, and I use it for a reason. Because to me, in my humble opinion, it seems like when you're around thugs and thug activities, thug is as thug does. What was my other hashtag? Stupid is as stupid thugs. That's my other hashtag. Stupid is as stupid thugs. Because thugs make horrible decisions. Hashtag not all, but the majority of them do. They make bad decisions that ended up costing everybody. Sometimes they come for your family members when they can't get you. They come for your mom. They come from your dad. They come for your cousins. They come from people. They come for people in your clique or whoever you hang out with. If they want you dead, they want you dead. This was intentional. So with this being intentional, what that also means is that the father was doing something that caused this. Uh-oh, am I going to get flaggy tonight? You guys got to let me know if I'm keeping it a little bit too real for you guys, okay? If I'm being too real, if you guys don't want me to keep it 100, if you want me to keep it like at 90 or 80 or maybe even 50%, then this might not be the stream for you, because here we're going to keep it real and I'm going to prove to you guys why I believe what I say. The father was the target and the father was doing activities that caused his baby to die. Blame the dad. I'm not saying he was doing illegal activities, but what I'm saying is that he was doing stuff that pissed these people off in a very, very derogatory way, okay? And I'll show you guys a little video snippet here in a little bit. So if y'all will click that thumbs up, share the stream, and let other people know that we're live, I'd be more than happy to show you guys that video in which I believe is the one that might have caused this to happen. Okay? We got 291 people watching, but we only have 162 thumbs up. So what that means is that we need 300 people to just click the thumbs up, share the stream. That's it. All you got to do is click the thumbs up. Thank you to everybody who already did that, okay? Now, let's keep going. Detectives have reportedly spent hours knocking on doors, speaking with neighbors, and trying to piece together precisely what happened on Friday afternoon and why. Local Bishop Dennis V. Lyons said because of growing frustration from the community with LMPD over the death of Breonna Taylor and ongoing protests, people aren't as willing to come forward with information. I don't understand what Breonna Taylor and what happened to her has anything to do with getting justice for Trinity Randolph. Can somebody explain that to me? I'm going to read what this so-called bishop said. Bishop Dennis V. Lyons said that because of growing frustration from the community with the LMPD over the death of Breonna Taylor and ongoing protests, people aren't as willing to come forward with information. And again, Breonna Taylor was not 3 years old. She was not 5 years old. She was not even 10 years old. Breonna Taylor was not a baby. But guess who was a baby? Trinity Randolph was a baby. She was 3 years old. She could not defend herself. She could not speak for herself. She didn't get a chance to live any life at all. She didn't get a chance to go to school. She didn't get a chance to make friends. She didn't get a chance to understand any type of essence in life at all. So please, somebody explain to me what Breonna Taylor and whatever they're going through has to do with the fact that if somebody saw something that happened to that baby and chose not to say something because they was mad about something else. Or am I just stupid? I could just be stupid. If some of you people just think I'm stupid, I wouldn't be mad at you. Maybe I am stupid. I don't know. But I don't get the correlation to something over here happened, so we're just not going to care about what happened to this baby. Apparently, her life didn't matter. Apparently, this beautiful princess who would have grown up into becoming a black queen, apparently advocating for her, I guess, doesn't matter. Hashtag justice for Trinity, anybody? Huh? The community is not being as proactive as we used to be, so it seems like there's a free-for-all, he told the news. They heard at least 6 shots ring out, though he didn't see what direction they came from, according to Tony Hickman, who was one of the neighbors. Now, the father, that guy, Waddles, was known as a local musician by the name of, what is his name? The Real Little B, which is spelled D-A-duh, Real, R-E-A-L, L-I-L, Lil B, the Real Lil B. Now, we'll come back to his rapper status here in a moment. Now, somebody that you guys might be familiar with, which is, let me see if I can get his picture back up here real quick. Where is old Master P at? I need Master P up on my screen just for a moment. This guy, you guys know who that is. That's Percy Miller, otherwise known as Master P, rap mogul, and basically the person who was responsible for a lot of what happened with No Limit Records and the stuff that they're doing now. That's Master P, who has served as a Louisville philanthropist for nearly 15 years, and he said over the weekend that he is going to cover the cost of baby Trinity's funeral. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this. For any celebrities that step out there and they want to advocate for these children by paying for the expenses and all of that, Master P, brother, I say kudos. Nothing wrong with that. That's an admirable thing, especially knowing that funerals can cost a lot of money, right? You know, just anything that you can contribute, whether it be just your voice, whether it be an interview, whether you're just sharing the information, it gets more of this baby's story out there so we can hashtag justice for Trinity and actually get justice for this baby. Celebrity can be a really, really good thing, okay? But there's a small issue that I have. Let me see. Do I want to say it now or do I want to say it later? Yeah, let me say it later. Master P, we'll come back to that. Put a pin in it. We'll come back to it. Trinity's mother, by the name of Tynekia, Tynekia, Randolph, is asking for more help as she attempts to confront her unimaginable grief while raising her month-old son alone. So apparently she had Trinity, who was 3, and then she has a newborn kid, I guess. So 2 kids. I don't know if this dad was the father of both of them or not, but I digress. It's not even really important, but she has another baby that she's trying to take care of right now. So the family has set up a GoFundMe for the mother. While the cost of the daughter's funeral is covered, the grieving mother won't be able to return to work for a while. And this is the part where people are going to get mad at me. Because you know what? Just Jay got to keep it real. I'm going to read that again for the people in the back who might not have heard what I said. I'm going to read that again. Trinity Randolph's family set up a GoFundMe for the mother. While the cost of the daughter's funeral is covered, the grieving mother won't be able to return to work for a while. As her family, we can do much, but there's no time frame on when she's going to be okay and able to fend for herself, Trinity's grandfather said. Something needs to be done, and the law needs to prevail, at least in this case, because this child is innocent. Let me pull up the GoFundMe, and I want you guys to take a guess as to how much money they asked for on the GoFundMe as opposed to how much that was actually raised. Then we'll come back to Master P. How about that? We'll do it like that. So the screen is going to lag just for a moment because I've got to pull this up in real time. So here we go. I'm going to show you guys this GoFundMe. If you don't mind, let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Let's talk about this GoFundMe. And to the family, I mean no disrespect. I'm just being honest about what I think. That's it. Okay? Thank you, Dre the Dream. Somebody said hashtag babies for benefits. Seems like it fits in this case. But let me show you guys why I believe that. All right? Now, let me get my trusty whiteboard out. The family was originally asking for, as you guys can see here, a total of $5,000. Can you guys see that? But the kind people at GoFundMe, mainly white people, ended up donating a grand total so far of $16,739. That's more than 3 times what their goal was. Okay? Now, am I saying anything is wrong with that? No, not at all. But let me take a look at this. My beautiful niece, Trinity Nevaeh, which is heaven spelled backwards, was murdered at her grandmother's home, shot to death at only 3 years old. A fun-loving, energetic soul whose life was snatched along with her father's. This was very unexpected. Trinity leaves behind her mother, Trinity Randolph, and her 1-month-old brother, Tristan Randolph. Any donations will be greatly appreciated for Trinity to help care for herself and Tristan at her time of grieving. On behalf of the Randolph family, we would like to thank everyone for the support. This water is pretty good. Actually, that water is really good. This is alkaline water. That's what I'm drinking on right now. I have a question for you guys, because some people are saying $16,000 is not a lot of money. Well, let me ask you guys. I mean, some of you guys might believe that's not a lot of money, but I personally believe that it's quite a bit of money when you don't have any, right? Or am I wrong? I'm going to say that again. I personally believe that $16,000 is quite a bit of money when you don't have any money. Okay? When you have not worked and when you have not saved any money, when you don't have a savings, when you don't have a check coming in, I say $16,000 is a ton of money. Okay? The reason I'm bringing this up is for this reason. Between a mother and a father, why didn't they have life insurance? Or are we going to continue to keep ignoring this like I haven't done 700 videos and keep telling everybody to go get life insurance? No one knows the day, no one knows the hour in which we will breathe our last breath. Therefore, since life is not guaranteed and is finite, then that means that everybody's going to die. You don't know when they're going to die, and everybody should have life insurance. I think that's pretty simple. I think that's a simple concept. Hashtag Gerber life insurance, anybody? It's affordable. Matter of fact, let me ask you guys this. I'm just asking, how many of you guys think, and I'm begging the mom, I'm actually asking the mom to do this. How many of you guys think that the mom is going to take any of this $16,739 that she did not work for and is going to take that and get life insurance on her baby by the name of 1-month-old Tristan Randolph? Do y'all think Tristan Randolph is going to have life insurance now? Huh? Do you guys think that she's going to put life insurance on her youngest baby? Because if you ask me, it only seems to be a responsible person would think, you know what? We're going to take this little bit of money that we've been given by the people and put a life insurance policy on our youngest kid. But you know what? I digress, because I guess you don't have to. But, you know, it's just kind of one of those things that I keep wondering. I don't really know where our heads are at. But here's another thing that I want to point out, because I'm going to read this previous sentence that I read earlier. Let me see if I can go back to it. Give me a moment. Let me try to find it. It said, the family has set up a GoFundMe for the mother, Tanikia. While the cost of her daughter's funeral is covered, the grieving mother won't be able to return to work for a while. I quote, while the cost of her daughter's funeral is covered. Has anybody caught what I'm saying yet? In some states, the state will actually cover for incidents like this when young people's lives are taken at the hands of these criminals. The state will usually take care of funeral expenses. So the reason I'm bringing that up is to say either they're referring to the state saying that they're going to take care of the funeral expenses, or they're saying that Master P is going to take care of the funeral expenses. And if Master P is taking care of the funeral expenses, then I guess that would actually make sense. But if he's not, then why would he say that he's going to take care of the expenses if the state is going to do it? I'm just asking. Why would someone volunteer to pay for a... Matter of fact, let me close this. I'm sorry for buffering. Sorry about that. Okay. Got to close that internet. Are we good now? Are we good now? We should be good. Let me pause this real quick. Let me make sure we're good. So here's my thing. I'm simply asking a question. If the funeral is already paid for, which I could be wrong, so I'm telling you guys I might be wrong about that little bit of information, okay? But if the funeral is already being paid for, then why would Master P offer to pay for a funeral that's already paid for? Unless they're saying that he's the one. So like I said, I could be wrong on that. But this funeral could very well be paid for by the state or by GoFundMe, Because at some point, I guess this mother would have to go to work, unless y'all are telling me that this GoFundMe should stay open long enough that she doesn't ever have to go to work ever again. I mean, $16,000, I'm not saying it's a lot of money, but what I'm saying is that it's a little bit of help, and I think that you absolutely should try to do the best that you can to try to go back to work. Life absolutely has to go on. You take a couple months off, and then you have to get back to caring for your youngest baby. But here's my question about Master P and why he would offer to pay for this funeral. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch this interview that I did with this man by the name of Tobin Costin. Do you guys remember that interview that I did recently? If you haven't seen that interview on my channel, then you guys could actually look that video up in my No Limit interviews. There's a man that actually helped Master P kind of get on his feet, get some contracts in place, get some things in place, get some real momentum behind the No Limit movement, which ended up making Master P as big as he was and is. That man who was the vice president, he's the ex-vice president of No Limit. He got this whole ball rolling for this man to be in a position to where he can now, I guess, take some of his surplus funds and help these people when they're in need. But if you ask me, I think it's a noble thing to help this family, but it seems like the family has enough help. They've donated $16,000, and I believe that the state is probably going to take care of the funeral expenses. It just seems like this is kind of just piling on, if you ask me. Especially when the man who helped get him to this point, in my opinion, based on what I've heard and based on the interviews that were done, Master P left Tobin Costin high and dry on about $400,000. That to this day, he still owes that man money. And I think it really sucks, the fact that you have these No Limit Chronicles out right now that's, doing all of these big, huge numbers, getting all of this, all of this publicity and all this notoriety. When the man who helped you, the man who was in your freaking corner, that did so much to get you to this point, you're going to publicly go say, you know what, I'm going to donate to here, I'm going to donate to there, I'm going to donate to there. But you couldn't get this dude back a dime of the money to help get you to this place. Did I say anything that was wrong? Did I say anything that was inaccurate? Maybe you guys just don't like me, but I think that's keeping it pretty real. I just don't like that. If you owe a bill, pay your bills. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. Now, without any further ado, let me show you guys the news videos, because I'm sure I done pissed a few of you people off. Let me give you the fair usage, and let me let you guys hear what was in the news videos. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Again, guys, don't forget to click that thumbs up. Here we go. Let's get it.
Describe 3-year-old Trinity Randolph.
Beautiful, talented, joyous.
Very articulate, very outgoing.
She was the light that shined brightest to her family. Now her smile will only be a memory.
I got the call that my grandchild wasn't there no more. And it's just sad and senseless.
On Friday, LMPD was called out to a shooting on Calvert Avenue. Investigators say once they went inside the home, the 3-year-old's father was found dead. The little girl was rushed to the hospital, later dying from her injuries.
I just don't know what else to do. It has to stop. It has to stop.
Detectives spent hours knocking on doors, speaking with neighbors, trying to piece together who would do this and why. Now, after this being the 96th and 97th homicide in Louisville so far this year, one community activist says enough is enough it's time to put an end to gun violence.
At one time, the community was playing more of an active participation with the police. It was more of a partnership.
Lyons says because of the growing frustration from the community with LMPD over the Breonna Taylor investigation and ongoing protests, people aren't as willing to speak up.
The community is not being as proactive as we used to be. And so it seemed like it's almost like a free-for-all.
And in this case, Trinity Randolph's family says it only takes one person to help get justice for the father and the daughter who everyone loved.
Children don't have anything to do with it. They're innocent people, and they should never be in whatever adult has going on in between that.
Shaquille Lord, WLKY News.
There have been...
I 100% agree with him. For the people, let me take these off my head. For the people who are going to be watching this on the replay, I just showed a music video, and I can't re-show that music video just for copyright purposes, but the music video depicted the biological father, the real Lil B, burning up a picture of Dietrich Williams, and Dietrich Williams was a part of a 4-man crew who shot and killed XXXTentacion for some money, who XXX was a very, very huge popular rapper out of Florida. Well, it's so funny how this dude, the real Lil B, burned up a picture of Dietrich Williams, and now this rapper and father is dead now because of a drive-by. He talked about murder, pointing at Dietrich Williams, burned up his picture, and now he's dead, along with his daughter, who was just collateral damage because she was with her dad, who was on his thug stuff, on his thug business. Hashtag when you date thugs, you date death. And now his daughter is dead behind him taunting gang members. Okay? Hopefully everybody understands where I'm coming from. All I'm saying is that as these men are being allowed to be in these kids' lives, which they should be, and I'm glad that the mothers are at least trying to give these men and these fathers an opportunity to be in these kids' lives. But moms, you got to start thinking way before you start having kids. Because I'm going to tell you, this dude, the real Lil B, the biological father, again, his name is Brandon Waddles, who was 21 years old. He didn't just get those tattoos on his face yesterday or a week ago or 2 or 3 months ago. He's probably been in the streets, been in gangs, been doing thug activity, been rapping about murder for a long time. So it's not like this was brand new to the mom. She chose to lay down with a thug and make these beautiful babies, and those babies are beautiful. They really are. But it puts these kids' lives in danger when you date thugs. Okay? This little girl deserved to grow up and become something great, but she can't, and she was not allowed to because of the choices that her dad made. Either he was heavily gang involved or he just poked at the wrong thugs. It's really unfortunate. It's really tragic, but clearly the person who was arrested, Evan Ross, the crazy looking dude, had something to do with this, and I think that there's a lot more going on than we actually know. But I hope that we'll get more information about this case and get justice. If not for the dad, definitely for that baby. If somebody saw something and said, and if somebody saw something, then they absolutely need to say something. But making up an excuse to say that people are tired and they're mad at the police, which is why they're not speaking about what they know about this baby, I think is utter bullcrap. And those people need to get off that BS and speak up for that baby because she deserved to grow up and become something great. So to the family and friends, I know I said a lot of stuff. Thank you. Hashtag she gambled on a thug and lost. The mom gambled on a thug and lost. And what she lost was this innocent, beautiful soul who could have became anything. She was a princess, in my opinion. This baby deserved a chance. Rest in peace, Trinity Randolph. What a beautiful baby, and she deserved to grow up and become something great. So if you heard nothing else from this video, just understand that the AFC means we advocate for children first. That's where our heart is, and that's where our attention is. Let's get justice for that baby, okay? From my heart to yours, I love you guys, and thank you for listening to this stream. Don't forget to click the thumbs up, subscribe to hear more videos, and hear my commentary on stuff just like this, okay?